Oh, yes. Welcome to the OFD podcast. I'm Sauce.
I'm Berkey.
How the hell are you? With a very, very special guest, Luttsy. What a pleasure, mate.
What do I call you? Sauce.
Sauce, Sterling. Whatever you feel like.
I've never called you Sauce before. So it's going to be weird if I start calling you Sauce all of a sudden.
Okay, let's say it's Sterling.
I mean, I call you Sterling.
Yeah, is that what you call me?
I'm calling you Berkey.
You'll call me Berkey. But, mate, if you want to change it up
No,
throughout
I
the
like
episode.
it. I like it.
How's this compared to Nova, mate?
So far, I mean, it's way better.
Yeah.
Because we haven't even got any, I've got, my nickname's Luttsy, but that's from school.
Yeah. Well, that's like Sauce. You know?
Yeah, but who called you Sauce? What's the... Because, the guy I do radio with, Ash Bradham, he's got one of those self-appointed nicknames. When he was at school, he goes, everyone call me Voodoo. I'm like, oh, why?
Nah.
Was that self-appointed?
No, I'll tell you the story. I got called a ranger, or it was at like assembly, at assembly. Like you went into Nudgy, right?
Yeah.
You remember the abuse you'd cop from all the boys and stuff?
Being a ginger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I got basically called Sauce because someone said it on assembly and the boys fucking sprayed water on my head and they go and put the fire out, put the sauce out. And it just stuck. So
this is the first time I've looked at you and thought, you're a bit of a ginger. Were you when you were at school, were you like a flaming redhead?
I was born with white hair. So
Did you go to school with him?
No, I went to grammar.
Right.
But yeah.
He's not one of us.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Mate, for all the right reasons. But
let's not make this some GPS jerk off.
We haven't even got 5 minutes in and we're
After the break, we're going to talk churchy for half an hour, guys, so don't go anywhere. For fuck's sake.
What I was going to say is you want to talk about giving himself a point of nickname.
Nah, this is bullshit. I'm not even going to stand
called
for
himself the King of the North
No, I didn't.
for so long.
I didn't. I did not call myself that.
What, since Game of Thrones or what?
I don't know.
Swear on my life.
King of the North?
King of the North, yeah.
Ask Darcy Clutzy. I did not.
That's proper flog material stuff. But anyway, mate, thanks for coming on.
That's all right.
So this would be better than Nova because you can't get on the beers, can you, at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Well, technically not. But,
no.
I come in pretty hot usually on Mondays. You got to find that. It's like most things. You can find that perfect. If you get it right, if you get just drunk enough the night before, you're way quicker.
Your chat's real good.
It's I think it's like golf. If you have a few beers, you keep your head down looking at the ball. Even, I think, snooker and pool is the same. But there's that point of diminishing returns. If you fuck it up, it can go pear-shaped real bad.
Do they know, like Suze and Ash?
It's pretty... Where it's obvious, it's pretty obvious. But, what happens is, you guys have sponsors, obviously. You want to mention them now?
The Caxton.
Right, the Caxton. We'll start there.
Unofficially, Forex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that okay?
Well,
I can mention Forex because I'm a Forex ambassador. I'm sponsored by them. So I thought you had some other beer situation.
So you can basically vouch for us that Forex sponsors us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Okay.
So that's formally Forex have officially come on board.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
No, appreciate
that's good.
it.
Because they paid my mortgage. Yeah. They literally did. Fucking awesome. I love Forex. But what happens is you can kind of... even now, I had a pretty big night and I'm sort of topping up with my first beer of the day, so I'm probably still a little bit pissed. But, you can get away with it in just banter like this.
Yeah.
But then we get these things called live reads where you get, so if the Caxton wanted to do a 30-second ad, they pay more and we'll read them live on air.
Yeah.
Actually pre-record them, but they come say, 6:10, they hand me a bit of paper with a 30-second live read. You try fucking reading a script when you're still a bit pissed. And that's when everyone goes, what the fuck? So it's really hard to read when you're drunk.
Yeah. Why is
you can
that
chat
word
when you're
on
drunk.
there?
People wouldn't know if the three of us were kind of a bit pissed. You probably wouldn't know now.
Yeah.
You read a fucking script and try and make it sound normal when you're drunk. That's when the alarm bells go off.
Do they sort of take the piss out of you, like Susan Ash? If they know?
Yeah, it's kind of just more of a, fuck, let's just push through it. He's pissed again.
Yeah.
Luttsy just reeks of grog again.
It's it's as long as it doesn't impact. I don't think I've ever been on, I think if you went back over...
You haven't been able to not do your job.
I don't think I've ever been on... Where you're just this guy's obviously... What happens is usually if I'm that drunk, I've slept through shows, which is even worse. I've woken up, fucking Friday, it's Sunday morning, and then fuck, it's not Sunday, it's Monday. It's 10:30, you got 172 missed calls. That's fucked. I've got one job, turn up for 3 hours, 5 days a week, and you just fucking sleep through it. And that's not fun. No one's like, you crazy bastard. That's really, dude?
What time's it start?
6.
So what time you got to get up?
I get up at 18 minutes past 5. I get in there. I park the car. I'm walking in the door as Mitch is reading sport, and my first words usually of the day are on air.
Yeah, right.
Like no prep.
Also, you can just get there about quarter to.
I get there at 2 minutes past 6.
That is
On air at 3
outstanding.
minutes.
So you get up at 5:18, like you know your routine.
Yeah, I know. That's just my. I know. I think it's pushed out. You know, when you push it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 5:18 is when I get up. Yeah.
You finally worked out the exact time that you can push it till.
Yeah, I literally know second by second. I don't even have to look at the clock. I know when I get out of the shower that I know that it's 5:38 now.
I love that. You haven't said a word to anyone. Your first words
My
are
first
like
word
half of
to
Brisbane.
anyone. Yeah, is to 400,000 people. I guess it's not an ideal, but we rate pretty well, so we get away. Like if we were coming fifth, I'd be going, dude, fucking get in there at half an hour early. Like,
What are you, fifth out of how many?
No, we're first.
Oh, you first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
why.
number
That's why I
one.
can get in there at 6:02. No one gives a fuck. Like, if you're winning,
He's
Then you
got the
start
winning
losing, it's
formula.
like, yeah, come on, pull it in, mate.
Yeah.
You wake up at 5:18, but you've come home at 5.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, literally, that happens. I don't think I've ever just gone straight to the studio, but I do remember one day being blind. I can't fucking drive, obviously.
Yeah.
So I remember getting an Uber to about 300 meters down the street, and I wore like as if I was running the bridge to Brisbane. I had like running shorts, a fucking lycra top, and like Nikes on, and I sprinted the last 300. So I was sweaty, like as if I'd run to work doing some extra fitness, and I was actually blind drunk. I'm a fucking train wreck.
and then once the 3 hours is done, you're done, or do you have other commitments to do? You just get back
on a good week, you're done by 9:30. Like, you're out of there.
and then what? Back on the gas to prepare for the next day.
It just depends on the week.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes you just have. Yeah, you can do that.
That's unreal. So you don't have to stay around and prepare for the next day.
Oh yeah, no. Like, the producers come in for like 10 minutes and go. There's no like all the prep is just all the marketing shit.
Yeah,
and, like you have to catch someone to do a week-long promotion where we win tickets to the Broncos. We work out how to integrate that in the show. But no, we don't sit around going, "What are we going to talk about tomorrow?"
Who's your favourite guest that you've ever had?
Oh shit! Like I was a U2 fan growing up, and I've interviewed Bono a couple of times, like in person. That fucking pretty incredible. I don't know. Like there's been some, like it's some comedians are just really fucking great.
Yeah.
Some of shit. I remember Arj Barker gave us nothing. When you're a real fan of someone,
the American guy.
Yeah, and he just gave us nothing. No, I just don't like him anymore because he was just like. It was like we're trying to help him plug his show, and he was just like, one word answers. Like, whatever. And you can get people in good and bad moods. So it's hard to like. We interviewed Rihanna once, and she was in a studio in Sydney, and the producer texted her going, she's like literally got a head on the table sleeping when she's answering questions. So we were like, fuck you, Rihanna. And I thought, you know what? She's probably got drunk, just having a bad night. Like you can't blame someone for just having
Plus it's
Rihanna, and she's fucking talking to some dickhead in Brisbane radio.
Yeah.
So I get it,
Steve saw her in Brazil at like the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup a few years ago at Rio.
Yeah.
And apparently he walked past her and he said, "Oh, g'day love," or something. And she's with like her whole posse and stuff, and she goes, "I like your shoes." And he was wearing these like silver like Puma fucking thingers. He's just like always talked about it.
How was Steve
Rihanna.
never told me that story?
I don't know.
I feel like
I feel like you should tell
all the
that.
shit he's spoken to me about over the years. That should probably get a run.
Ask him.
There might be more legs to that story. That's why he's had to keep it G-rated, maybe.
What do you reckon he rated it? I find that highly unlikely.
If Stevie could get the old fella up, it'd be for real.
For those that there's a visual element. We're being filmed at this point. Can you put a photo of Steve, please, just to give people some
cutting
sort
this
of
whole segment out.
This won't even make it. We're just wasting oxygen at the moment, guys.
Sauce does have a
Steve
mother
and
as
Rihanna.
well.
I'm aware of that. Well, my point is that there's no way there's any more to that story. If anything, he's added a bit of fucking sugar on top of that.
Travis Scott would be shaking in his boots.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Steve bloke.
Yeah.
He owns the Caco.
There's a lot to like about the guy. Don't get me wrong.
Well, the thing about that is like the Pumas. She
does
Fendi. She has a sponsorship with Fendi. Which
she's
is
lingerie, isn't she? Is that?
Yeah, well, she's got a few fingers in pies.
Riri does me in all the right places. I'm not sure about you, Luttsy.
Steve had his finger in her pie.
Mate.
I've got
again,
a few.
This is you. I'm not going there, mate. Does your mother listen to this podcast?
No, neither of them do. No one does.
That's a good thing about podcasts. My parents, I don't think my mum even knows what they are.
Yeah.
So you can say what you want.
They don't have a clue, eh?
No.
Like, what they go? What is it? Like,
Well, Mum found out because even now we sort of add extra bits to. We do a Nova show podcast. Like so, after we finish the show, we just top and tail it. So we just podcast. Good show today. Yada yada. We usually throw a bit of loose chat. It's just a little added extra. And I told some story the other day about this. Being when I lived in LA, I was dating some just actress chick. I lived there for like a year once, just in between radio, or whatever. And she was like some LA chick, and she was trying to make LA guys jealous by saying, "Oh, this other guy's ringing me." That's kind of their vibe. And I was just in this headspace, so I didn't give a fuck. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I've got Quentin Tarantino ringing me, and fucking Jason Segel wants to fuck me." I'm like, and I just as a joke, I'd watch you fuck Jason Segel. That sounds actually pretty cool. And she said, "Oh, you can if you want, because where we fuck in this hotel room, you can hire this other hotel room. I'll leave the curtains open. You can watch me fuck Jason Segel." And it never happened, but I just told that story.
Yeah.
And then apparently the Courier Mail does listen to the fucking podcast, because then the next day I wake up and it was such a fucked, and I know the editor of the Courier Mail, I was like, what the fuck, Chris? Like, the headline was Luttsy's love triangle, and the photos me, Quentin Tarantino, and Jason Segel.
Are you kidding?
I'm like, there's a fucking girl involved. It looks like the three of us are fucking. Like, not there's anything wrong with that, but it's just not factual.
Who was the girl?
She was an actress, but not famous. So, like, every morning she'd wake up at like 5 a.m. Like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she'd be like, "Oh, I'm on the set of CSI Miami. I'm like an extra
Dead body.
in the back." She like played dead body. Tarantino. She dead set like dated Tarantino at the same time. And I called bullshit. Then if you watch a lot of movies, like she's in all of Tarantino's movies. Like in the Furry Wall scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, she's one of the chicks. It goes on for a bit, and then pans off.
Get him to the grave.
She's in Django Unchained. Oh, sorry, Get Him to the Greek.
Yeah, great movie.
She's in Django Unchained when they have that fucking thing, that fight outside the saloon. Like she plays a fucking crippled prostitute or something. Like IMDb reads pretty good. And yeah, I dated her for like
They just don't say what she does. She just says
honestly, she's played she actually has played a dead body in Tarantino films.
I would love to know where you're located in all of this, in the back corner watching it.
So going back, she offered you to basically watch.
Yeah, she watched me to fuck Jason. She wanted me to watch, and so it was legit. She wasn't just joking.
Did she say that's like a thing?
She said, "Well, I felt like she'd done it before."
Yeah,
she said, "Where I fucked, there's another room where you can look in."
Was this before OnlyFans had started?
Yeah, this is like 2007 or something. No, 2010 it would have been, yeah.
I like Jason Segel too.
So do I. Like,
and you like watching him fuck as well.
Well, you're saying if some bird said that you can watch her fuck Tarantino or Jason Segel, you wouldn't want to do that?
I would be right beside you.
That makes it weird. Why you just get a different hotel room?
Sorry, on a different night when you're not there.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Metaphorically, right beside me.
I'm not holding your old fella while we're watching this guy down.
So what else happened in LA? When was this? How long ago was this?
It was like 2010 or something.
Yeah.
Like I remember I went down to
your LA trip
or
sounds
V8.
wild.
Yeah, V8. I went down on a Sunday and got blind, and I was staying at Ash, who I do the radio with now. I stayed at his place, and I said, "Yeah, I'll go." I stayed out to all hours, and then he was going to drive me to work. And he said, "Dude, you can't work. You're fucking blind." So I just stayed in bed and said I was sick. But then, and listeners went, "Yeah, we saw him in a fucking limo at 4 a.m." Like all these listeners think they're having a gag and being funny, and they dob you in. They don't even mean to. They just dob you in. And then the boss said, "Oh, we'll take that contract off the table." And I said, "Oh man, I'm fucking sick of it. I just want to go to LA for a year." And they actually, to their credit, they gave me like 50 grand just to live for a year in LA.
Yeah, right.
Shit, that's all right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He's a cool guy. He was the boss at the time.
Did you meet many people?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, a mate of mine was doing like all that fucking red carpet sort of biz over there. So you get a sheet every day of all the events on. There's literally like 30 events every day, like red carpet and parties and stuff. So you could go to stuff every day. It was actually a really, really cool experience.
Yeah.
But then I had to come home and get back into radio and everything. So yeah, it was wild actually.
Yeah. Did you ever think about jumping into acting? Did you ever try?
I actually did. When I was over there, I thought about acting, and I wrote a thing which I still haven't pressed go on. I wrote I thought it was going to be a book about this. It was like a sort of a spoof of young celebrity, like Justin Bieber was just on the scene at that point, and he was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
So I wrote this book about, it's like almost like Anthony Kiedis' Scar Tissue. Remember that book, the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah,
like he wrote this book about.
I've probably read 10 books, and that's one of them.
Warts and all. Yeah, I know, right? I reckon everyone, even if you don't read, most people read that book. And it's like warts and all of his life. Well, it's like a spoof of that. It's like a 4-year-old that kid that grew up in Ninbin, and he fucking hitchhiked to Sydney, lived with West Tigers players, won a couple of Australian Music Awards, then became a fucking worldwide rock star by the age of 4.
Yeah.
And it's his memoirs. And so it's like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but it's this little fucking kid. It's a fucked up like comedy memoirs thing called Lucky Pit Rabbit. And I haven't. But I wrote that over there. It was actually really cool. This sounds a bit wanky, but you're fucking prolific in America. Hey, like you just want to write and create shit. And I came back here. Like I wrote like 90% of that in 3 months, and I spent the last fucking 10 years just finishing it in Brisbane. You know what I mean?
Where were you like based over there? Obviously, I
rented this 1-bedroom apartment in West Hollywood.
I was going to say West Hollywood.
Yeah, which is a really cool area. But I had this mate, James Swanwick, who's back living in Brizzy now, and he was like, dude, you fucking got to join it was 24/7 was the gym. I was like, back in this one of the first gyms, like, you know, they're everywhere now. You can go there at fucking 3 a.m. in the morning, whatever. He goes, mate, Hollywood 24/7 gym. You're literally on the treadmill. There'll be fucking the penthouse pet of the year next year, Playboy bunnies. It's like fucking 10 out of 10 chicks everywhere. So I go, right, I joined 24/7 West Hollywood, which is also gay central. I walk in to the 24/7 in West Hollywood. It's like the fucking music stopped. The village people fucking stopped. Like the fucking vinyl record stopped. Every dude's looked at this guy. I remember I just done the Noosa triathlon, so I was wearing fucking Noosa released these rainbow coloured fucking shoes every year.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing rainbow shoes. I'm like, there's not one girl there. I'm thinking, what the fuck? And what's he done here? And I remember him going, mate, the jacuzzi is like off tap. So I go, well, check the jacuzzi,
at the 24/7 gym?
He's in Hollywood. I'm in West Hollywood. So I'm in fucking Mardi Gras Central. He's in a different gym. I've joined the wrong gym. So I go, but I'll go, oh, fuck, maybe all the girls are in the jacuzzi. So I walk down the jacuzzi. It's like a narrow hallway. There's a guy nude with a towel, like drying his back with the towel behind his back. I literally had to go, sorry, mate, can you just move your cock so I can get through? I get to the jacuzzi. There's 4 men with hard-ons.
What is that rubbing up on me? It's just wood everywhere.
You get in? Did you get in?
No, I didn't fucking get in. Sauce. I walked out and...
Mate, I didn't rent the place in West Hollywood, okay?
But it's a nice area. I'm not being homophobic here. I'm just saying there was no girls and, we weren't going to get in the gym with 4 fucking
You promised a lot
men.
more than what you got.
Yeah. So anyway.
What you wanted. That's fucking funny. That's hilarious.
Was that book or whatever it was that you said you wrote, was that based on potentially what you wanted to be?
Well, it was based on a lot of it was based on stories that have happened to me or have happened to people I know. Right. Yeah, it was kind of a way to do it without, writing a sick memoirs that makes me look like a fucking, lunatic.
So can we get it out?
I've literally, that's what I'm saying. It's just sitting around doing nothing. I thought since in the time that's passed since then, it probably lends itself to like adult animation or something. Yeah. So honestly, I'm looking at the moment someone who can, if you're a good animator in Brisbane and you're studying that at uni or what, hit me up.
Who's that? Randy Wanless guy. He does all the stuff for the NRL. Maybe we'll clip this up and send it to him.
Yeah.
Wanless.
What's he do?
Randy Wanless. He does like animation and stuff. He does these like funny as NRL things where he takes the piss out of like Buzz Rothfield and like does all the voiceovers.
He's on Sportsbet and stuff like that. Yeah, that Randy Wanless dude. Yeah. You know him. He talks like real bogan looking.
Oh, right.
Like he's pretty funny.
Check him out.
Some of his impersonation of Buzz is spot on.
Buzz Rothfield.
Yeah, it's so good. And like,
I've never done Buzz Rothfield, but the only impersonation I do is actually Buzz. Now I think of it, is either John Lang, do you know who that is? Or it's pretty much just that. It's pretty much Buzz Rothfield when you break it down. It was Wayne Goss, was a former Premier of Queensland, same thing.
Sound like Kermit.
Queensland is moving forward. It's like a bunch of old people that you won't even know, like with Susie O'Neill, who's on the show with me. I do her former swim coach who's dead now. What the fuck was his name?
So it's the same voice. It's just he was always about. He always did calcium ads. Like you've got to drink more calcium. Kieran Perkins, your problem is you haven't got enough calcium in your diet, and it's pretty much Buzz Rothfield. If you slow it down, that's why Canterbury cannot win the grand final.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty much the same voice.
It's like Kermit the Frog.
It's Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
So you just got to find someone that sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Buzz kind of looks like Kermit the Frog.
It's a phenomena, Buzz Rothfield. Like, how the fuck is he on television?
You like him?
I think he's hilarious just because he's good for TV.
You know what shits me is like that. There's a bunch of them on Fox now that have become fucking television stars. Like when I was doing radio on like 4BC and doing the footy show on that back in the day, those print guys were so anti-fucking. They'd look at you going, "Look at you fucking broadcast wanker." Like, press journalism's where it's at. Now they're all fucking on. Like now they're all out there on fucking television.
Yeah, tooting their own horn.
Tooting their own horn.
Who's that guy? Dean Ritchie.
Yeah, there's another one.
Dean Bulldog.
All of them. They're all like hardcore press print guys.
Who's the other one that
There's the Sydney one.
He's on 360 as well.
James Hooper.
Paul Kent.
No,
James Hooper. There's like a million of them.
That's actually so true.
Brent Reid.
Yeah, they all.
And there's some of them are good guys. Like Crash. I'm glad that Robert Craddock's on
Crash
the
is
back
the man.
page and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he's an old school. I met all these guys literally sitting in the press booth at the Gabba watching fucking Queensland play WA in a Sheffield Shield game. That was where they were hardcore print guys tapping away writing paragraphs for deadline.
Paul Crawley.
Paul
Crawley.
Yeah.
Who's he, like Daily Tally or something?
Daily Tally.
But his brother owns Fox, doesn't he? Or
That's his brother, is it?
Is it? I don't know.
Steve
There
Crawley?
is Steve Crawley's like one of the head guys.
I think so.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they're brothers.
Really?
Like,
Someone was saying that's the only reason he's on the show.
Crawls. He loves
I don't
getting his knickers in a knot crawls.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah, I
time.
don't like watching those. Sometimes you turn home and it's like fucking just a bunch of
Just shut
men
up.
having an argument about knee injuries.
Kerry O'Keefe.
Well, he's a
and
different.
Crash.
He's a different level.
Yeah.
Kerry O'Keefe's a fucking legend.
He's hilarious. Skull.
Like he was like the first ever. Well, I've been on a couple of TV shows you probably never even heard of, but The Fat on the ABC was the first. I got this start on this show called The Fat, which was Tony Squires hosted it back in the day.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the back page, but it was a bit more comedy related. It was a sport comedy panel show.
Yeah.
And it was fucking epic. Like this is going. People will know these old names, like all my comedic heroes from Triple J back in like Mikey Robbins. Tony Squires, a guy called the Sandman, Steve Abbott, who used to play this old fucking character. And I was a fan of the show, did a pilot for an episode, and all of a sudden I'm on the show every week. And it was just madness with Squires and those guys. And that's where Kerry O'Keefe got his start. Like he was just a washed up fucking ex-cricketer with a fucking drinking problem through the 90s. And Tony Squires plucked him from obscurity and had him on once. And he did his stupid fucking laugh.
And then everyone loved
And
it.
went, holy shit, this guy's got something. And Kerry O'Keefe became this juggernaut.
Yeah.
But he's gone to another level, I reckon, in like the last 3 years.
Oh, he's been clever for he's been like I remember going back as far as like I used to do the MC stuff for the Cricket Australia. Like I'd be the big screen guy at the cricket tests around the country.
Oh, yeah,
and
nice.
And I got to know him there. But I remember driving or getting an Uber or whatever back from the SCG one day, just flicking going. And he used to go on with this guy called Harsha Bogle, who's this Indian, fucking legendary Indian cricket, brilliant guy again. And he was trying to, and like, it's the ABC cricket for fuck's sake. It should not be interesting. But I just remember asking the cabbie to put it on. And the first thing I heard was Kerry O'Keefe talking to Harsha Bogle, trying to explain to him Eminem lyrics. So it's literally, Harsha, lose yourself in the music, the moment. It's never gonna. And Harsha's like, I just don't get it, Kerry. No, but Harsha, what he's saying is, and this went like, and then what he's saying is, as he pushes one down to the offside, there's no increase in the score. Australia's still 422. What he's saying there is that when you lose yourself in the music, okay, I get that. And this conversation went for 25 minutes.
That's so good.
He's a fucking weapon. There's some weapons. Some of those, that show on the ABC and the cricket commentary, like Damien Fleming, I reckon, is one of the most underrated
He's good.
talents in the country. He is a fucking funny man.
Yeah.
Damien Fleming.
He does. Oh no, one's on Channel 7. Is he?
Flem does a lot of the 2020 stuff. I don't know who he's working for at the moment. I think he's working for Fox. But yeah, he's very good.
I've told you this before. Who I like on Nova as well, Blackers and
Tim Blackwell.
Tim Blackwell, and then who was the other guy that
Marty.
was with?
Well, he was on with Marty.
Marty and
Kate.
Kate. Yeah, they were. I used to love that show.
Yeah, I rate Marty. And
He's all time.
Marty Shigo.
Yeah, he's now on Triple M.
Triple
He's
M.
been crook actually. He's been off air a bit lately. So
Has he?
Yeah, hope you're okay, mate.
Shout out to you, Marty.
Yeah, I rate him as I think he's the best radio talent in the country.
I reckon, like you said, like he's underrated. Like he's just funny as.
He's a funny guy, Marty. And Tim Blackwell, and he's in a radio sense, they're getting boring. I think he's one of the best in the business as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they get you on their shows or nah?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do any, like...
They get me on, like, I've done stuff with him at the Olympics or I was in Budapest this year for World Athletics Champs. They get me on when I'm doing that sort of stuff. But not that much, to be honest.
Who we got beef with? Anyone in the radio that we can have a crack at? Any other stations that are fucking you off?
Not really. I don't know. Most of them are actually really cool people.
Yeah,
I don't
we're just trying to wind you up here.
Yeah, no, I'm being honest. Like, I'm just trying to think of whether I fucking hate anyone in radio. I don't listen to much radio, to be honest with you.
Why would you?
Well,
you know what I mean?
I don't think it's that good. Like, if I wasn't doing breakfast radio, I don't think I'd be getting up to listen to any breakfast radio.
Can you hang up the boots so I can get your job?
Yeah, if you want.
How'd you get into it? How'd you
just get your own fucking
question
job?
Is that?
You're a talented man, mate. What are you relying on my fucking demise to get
you pass the baton on to me?
Fucking hell, mate.
I've just gone for a self-plug there just to get him off guard.
No, well, you do it. I think you're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to school you. You're a talented young man. But like, if you want to get in the radio, you do a podcast.
How did you get into it originally? And when did you start? Because for as long as I remember, you've been on doing that.
Well, I grew up opposite Nudgee College, right, at Boondall.
Yeah.
And there was, you used to get those, I don't know if they still exist. The Northside Chronicle was like a, the local paper.
Mum used to love that.
Remember that?
So they still go. They still,
do they?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So I remember there was a story about the Pick and Pay hypermarket at Aspley had a radio station in the shopping centre just for listeners.
Yeah.
So like if you
Jordan, our mate owns that shopping centre.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. So it's a huge
cool story, bro.
No, it's a huge shopping centre, right? And so they used to have a little fucking glass box, like literally the size of where we're sitting now, in the centre of the shopping centre. And if you were shopping there, it'd just be like, it'd sound like community radio. They'd play music, and then and then there was a red button that you had to stop everything. If fucking the guy from the bakery came in and said, "Oh, there's a half price hot cross buns next half 20 minutes," you'd have to press the red button. No, shoppers, there's a hot cross bun special for the next half an hour in aisle 3. So it was kind of rock star, but then it was kind of not, because you had to stop everything. It was just volunteer. So I saw this story in the paper and rang them and said, "Oh, I'd like to do a sports show for half an hour." And the guy said, "Oh, we can't pay you." I said, "No, it's all right. I'll just come down." So I started doing a half-hour sports show. I'd ride my Repco Traveller from Boondall to Aspley and do the half-hour sports show. And then I worked out, hang on a sec. I remember there was like an A4 letterhead with FM 88 Hyper Radio, like official letterhead if I was going to write a letter. And so I had a typewriter at home.
He's on the typewriter.
100%. So I used to type letters and
on a typewriter.
On a typewriter. First, Mum and Dad had a typewriter because I don't think we had a fucking computer. This is like 1994 or something.
Yeah.
And I wrote like, "Dear editor," like to the Brisbane Broncos. "I'm the sports editor of FM 88 Hyper Radio. I request media credentials for the upcoming Broncos season." And I sent that to every sporting organisation. All of a sudden, I had fucking press passes to everything. Like the Gabba, fucking Suncorp, fucking everything.
It's that
I'm
easy.
sitting in the press,
How old were you?
Sitting in the press box. I'd finished Nudgee the year before.
Yeah.
So I did that and then all of a sudden I'm sitting with all the journos, and eventually then I met Ash Bradnam and the guy from 2UE in Sydney and got a job at 4BC because they saw me sitting in the press box one day. Yeah, but that's how it all sort of started. That happened, and then as I was doing that thing at Aspley, a guy said, "Oh, well, I started doing a rugby league show with North Aspley Devils."
Yeah.
They sponsored it, and the guy there, a guy called Ross Hendricks, who was an old halfback, your old man would know.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, well, they need someone to be the MC in what was called the Centreline Club they've just renamed it the Centreline Club at Suncorp Stadium, big corporate area on the western side." And everyone would sit and have lunch before the game, and then they'd get a couple of guests up, and I'd interview them. So I was this 18-year-old kid. I was emceeing the fucking Centreline Club at Suncorp.
In the 90s.
Yeah, like 94. The South Queensland Crushers were in the NRL.
Yeah.
So Crushers games, I'd talk to the captain of the Crushers before the game, and I was the MC. And which I had no background in. I fucking was not a Larry kid at school. I was fucking an average kid at school, quiet, shy. And I just was shitting myself, but that's sort of
that's wild.
It's fucking sink or swim. I had to do it.
Yeah.
And that sort of kicked everything off, yeah.
Did you ever fuck up? Or did you snap?
I remember I interviewed Wally Lewis the first time, and I was physically shaking. Like, it's fucking... like, next level. Like, but then you just had to do it. It was either that or disgrace yourself. So I just fucking pushed through. And then after a while, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't come across as shy or anything. So what? The radio actually brought the confidence out of you.
Well, look, Master, I remember.
Or the grog, maybe.
In grade 12 at Nudgee, I remember. This is, again, we're getting all GPSy, but
come on now.
When you finish grade 11, they name the house captains or whatever, and they named me the vice captain. We come back in grade 12, and the captain had fucked off to another school. The captain of McKenna House, right? And I remember sitting there, and the teacher went, well, David's the vice captain, so he now becomes the captain. And some other kid went, excuse me, I don't think he has the confidence to do the war cries and be captain. And everyone else went, yeah, you're right, he hasn't. And the teacher went, yeah, you're probably right. So I'll make you. And I sat there like a fucking and did nothing. This is a good example of how shy I was. I think I went, yeah, you're probably right. Get someone else to do it. And they gave this other kid the captaincy, and I stayed vice captain.
The weasel that was
the weasel that fucking did that. And I just sat there. I imagine that now, but like, get fucked.
Yeah.
Like, sit down. Fucking lawyer, you fuckhead. Can't do that. Give me an hand. This is bullshit.
Give me an hand. I'll show you a war cry.
NUD.
Can't even
I sat there like a pussy and then let they fucking make Adam Healy the fucking captain of McKenna.
Still remember his name.
Still remember his fucking name.
Fuck you.
Where's he now? Fucking Adam Healy doing jack shit. I'm doing podcasts on a fucking Sunday afternoon. Swilling Forex at the fucking Caxton. Where are you, Adam Healy?
You fucking jerk.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
He's a CEO.
I hope he's listening. Fucking jerk.
Hope your kid's listening.
Fucking dad became nothing. Fuckwit.
Oh, it's cold.
Oh, man. Poor Adam Healy.
So I was vice captain of fucking McKenna.
Yeah, captain for like 5 seconds.
It happened to me twice. It happened to me at Boondall State School. I win the fucking primary vote at Boondall State School to be school captain. And then they go, oh, okay, so that's the primary vote. David's the clear fucking winner over Darren fucking Bird. That little cunt. Can we say that? We probably can't, so we can beat that out. And he became more nothing than Adam Healy. I think he's fucking probably dead. And they went, okay, that's the primary vote. Now we'll vote again for just David and Darren. And they do a fucking vote, and somehow Darren wins the second vote. The teacher actually went, are you sure? Because David won the first vote really easily, and I sat there like a fucking pussy again and went, oh, no, it's whatever everyone wants to do, guys. I'm easy. Okay, well, Darren Bird's the fucking captain of Boondall State School in 1988.
I'd love to know what your mum thought when her son is just getting...
And he was a little fucking weasel, Bird. I was only a little kid. He was shorter than me. He was a little fucking, benign little fuck. He didn't even make a fucking speech he did nothing. His name's on the fucking honour board. If you're in the north side area, go down to Boondall State School this summer, just walk into the fucking office, you'll see Darren Bird, 1988 fucking school captain.
If you had to have a guess what Darren Bird's doing for work these days, could you...
Oh, fuck. Honestly, he was so shit. I think he'd be like a nurse's assistant. Like something kind of feminine. And just useless. Like, Darren, can you just grab that fucking piss collector? Thanks, babe. Just wash this one out for me too, if you could.
Oh, my God.
He'd be doing something like shit.
I would love to see if we could get
like
them
a
on
veterinary
somehow.
aide. He'd be a veterinary aide. Gavin, can you just go get that fucking puppy and just bring it over to the fucking...
He could be the one that cleans when the dog shitted out in park or something.
Yeah.
And he's just got to come along with a shovel and pick that up.
Yeah, he'd be doing something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Probably wearing, high.
Oh, fucking... Talk about fucking shovels and shit. What did you say the other week about tradies? He tried to G up tradies, saying it was going to be the hottest week ever in Brisbane. It wasn't that hot.
It wasn't the hottest
on the
ever.
podcast.
I just wanted to give credit to the tradies, mate.
And then he kind of goes 180 and starts talking shit about him.
So trash talking, that's dangerous ground.
And then a few people message us and
come at me.
Tradies start coming at us.
What were you saying about
the DMs? No, and then I don't know. He kind of just flipped it and goes, "Oh well, yeah, get the forklift." Nah, the forklift doesn't work, so dig a hole instead. No. And then we've listened back to it. Someone goes, "Do you realise what you just said? Like forklifts don't dig holes. You fucking idiot."
So you actually
I fucked up.
factually incorrect.
Yeah. No,
and mean.
What I find funny is about tradies is when you go to a pub, tradies love letting you know that they're a tradie.
Well, they wear these days. They're wearing high vis.
Well, they're wearing
starters.
high vis, but they want to tell you how fucking hard their day was and all this shit. So I all our mates are traders, so I just get stuck into them. But look, I gave credit to traders, mate. So let's not turn this around.
Well, you don't have to sell it to me, mate. I feel like you're going to fucking do some sort of apology on air to tradies.
What's your
I admire tradies greatly, by the way, as does Sauce over here.
Mate, I just sat here going, okay, well, you've just thanked him.
Sometimes,
and then you've just beat him up.
Sometimes I just start talking, Luttsy, and I've got no idea what I'm saying.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Which is a bit like
the
you.
last thing I want to do is, filter you in any way.
No, please
But
don't.
just if you're going to start trash talking tradies, understand
Just
there can be repercussions, and we will distance ourselves from you. You should have the thoughts of Berkey and not those of the fucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's his own thoughts. Yeah, at the top of the show.
We do a segment, Legend of the Week and Knob of the Week.
Yeah.
So my Legend of the Week was tradies. Because, we sit here in aircon and we work our asses off.
Yeah.
While these bastards, they just plug away in 31. And
No, it's undeniably a very difficult job.
it's quite emotional, mate, talking about tradies. So anyway.
Mate, you're the one that's shit canning. You don't try and fucking drag me down in this little hole you built with your fucking with your forklift. Even I know that forklifts don't make fucking holes.
What was the bloke that we were just talking about? I actually like him. I wouldn't
Darren
mind
Bird.
I want Darren Bird on here to bully you.
He's definitely not a fucking tradie, mate. He'd be the worst tradie in the world.
I want Darren Bird on here just to get stuck into you and see what happens.
Mate, there's no fucking bring it on. I'll fucking put me in the octagon with him. I'll crush the little fuck.
Weasel. How good of a word is weasel? Yeah.
That's what he was. He was a weasel.
It's such a degrading, you're not a fucking... Just a weasel.
Did he play footy?
No, it was it's one of those schools where, Boondall State School.
Right.
I was only 20 of us in the grade, so everyone got a start in the Aussie rules team.
What about it?
It was
hopeless. I don't know. There would have been 2 classes. Yeah, it would have been 20 boys. Yeah, 2 classes of 30 boys there would have been. So most of those kids
How many are in an AFL team?
17 on
18,
the
I think,
field,
or something like that. But it was probably 15.
How many?
Spewing of him.
How many?
Well, I think Darren was. We went off on the fucking bus down to Sandgate footy to play. Norris Road State School. Darren was one of those kids that stayed back with the girls and played softball. No, not even softball. Well, fucking T-ball. So that's not even a pitcher. They put a fucking big fat ball 4 times the size of a cricket ball on top of a fucking tee. And then Darren steps up and fucking has an air swing. The little weaselly little fuck.
Darren would be the guy who picks up the thing that they hold it on nowadays.
What?
That'd be his job.
What, he picks up the tee?
He picks up the tee.
He can't even play T-ball.
He's the tee picker.
Imagine he's a litigation lawyer now. And he fucking
he'd be licking his lips.
Comes at me heavy. He bankrupts me.
Oh, I can see that. How many scholars do you reckon came out of your year at Boondall?
Boondall, oh shit, fuck, I don't even know anyone from there actually.
Yeah,
one fella married the girl from Yatla Pies.
Oh yeah,
the owner.
Great play, Glenn Gear.
Yeah.
He's worth money now, old Geary.
That's an outstanding
That's pretty cool.
play.
He's probably the shine out success.
He'd be a big boy. He'd be.
Well, yeah, he wasn't at school. I haven't seen him for a while, Glenny. But he married her.
Is that the daughter?
The daughter.
Yeah.
You probably know them, do you?
Well, I think Steve knew the guy who started or was her dad, and apparently she's the one who's made it what it is, the daughter.
Oh wow!
So she's quite intelligent.
Gary's a pretty loose unit, but he married her somehow.
Well,
I don't know how he did it.
He hit the jackpot there.
He certainly did. I haven't spoken to him in years, but last time I saw him was just smashing piss and enjoying life.
Smashing piss and pies.
So Gary's the standout success.
Fuck, that's sick.
Yeah. We had a Rhodes Scholar the year I went through Nudgee. That was in Boondall State School.
Who was that?
Stephen Daly.
Oh, yeah.
He was school captain.
Yeah, right.
He was a good school captain, unlike the other fuckers we've been talking about. But again, I hate to get GPS-y, but the Courier Mail, for some reason, fascinating viewing or reading, they released about 3 years ago, for some reason, the top 30 Nudgee College alumni of all time.
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
Were you in it?
And I, for the life of me, don't know, but I fucking made the list.
And was it in order?
It didn't give an order, but it started with like Archbishop fucking Battersby or something. It was I don't think it was in order. And then it was like Pete Murray, Steve Doe, the Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah. Was there any like rugby?
Elton Flatley.
Yeah.
There was like
Rocky Elson.
I think Rocky was in it. There was 4 or 5 rugby players, a couple of war heroes, a Rhodes Scholar,
Couple of war heroes.
and fucking and a D-grade radio fucking guy. And it's the best thing that's ever fucking happened to me. So a week later, I had my like 20-year reunion for Nudgy, and I was just an absolute fuckwit. I was just walking around going, "Did you make the list? You didn't." I had it ready to go on my phone. Like, oh, you didn't make the list.
Was there a typo? Do we reckon? There wasn't another.
There was a photo of me. Like they found some photo of me leaning on a sponsored Audi car, so it looked like I was going really well, like rich and shit, because I had a sponsored Audi at the time.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I made it top 30 all time. The college is 130 years old.
Was Linny on it?
Linny made it.
Chris Lynn, yeah.
Lynn made it. Yeah, it was like a couple of cricketers, Wallabies, war heroes, Rhodes Scholar, me. And musicians like Pete Murray.
Yeah. He was also the first 15 fullback.
Yeah, he was a good
Pete
athlete.
Murray. Yeah.
He was a really good athlete, Pete.
Were you?
No.
Yeah, talk to us about your sporting career.
Were you in the fold at all?
No.
For the first, or?
Oh, fuck no. I was in the fifths.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which position?
On the sting?
I was halfback and then I became a fly half, but I was just, I had nothing.
He was in the fifths.
Oh, I was not in the fifth.
At grammar. Yeah, but the fifth at grammar's like being fucking in the...
Like, do you know it's wild?
In the thirds at a Perth school, fuck's sake. A Nudgy fifth wasn't that bad.
Nudgy Fist had beat most first.
We had,
first teams.
remember Nick Grigorski?
Yeah, Gorski.
He was in the 15 Cs with me.
Yeah.
And like 3 years later, he was in Australian under fucking 20s or something. You had some pretty good kids.
That's what 15 C's. Then he played for Queensland.
He wasn't even in the first. He was in the seconds.
Didn't he play for Queen? No, he played for New South Wales.
I think he played like sevens at least for Queensland, maybe Australia. Maybe
See, that's fucked.
He was in the seconds and ended up being Australian under 20s.
That's like Dane Zander.
You see it a bit, like it happens.
Yeah. Dane Zander was here at the Christmas party on Wednesday. He's playing for the Reds. He was in the seconds.
Was he that massive unit with Harry
Wilson?
Yeah. Mate, they call me the ghost of Ross Oval.
They're shareholders, by the way.
Hang on,
Shout out, boys.
This is going to be a fucking. This is going to be a horrible story.
They call me
ghost of Ross Oval.
The ghost of Ross Oval.
This is true. It's fun.
After 2012, they call me the ghost of Ross Oval.
So were you in the first at grammar?
Yeah, were you there?
What year?
2012.
No. What? Well, I might have been watching. I wasn't at school.
I was asking if you were watching, mate. I wasn't running up against you.
No, I was every chance. I go to a fair few of the games.
You would have seen me, mate. The number 9.
What
just putting on an absolute, just putting on a clinic.
Just a clinic.
Yeah, one of those.
What was the score?
They beat Nudgy. It was a final.
It was the last
so you could play.
It was undefeated.
What, you were fly half for the grammar
number
9?
Yeah,
9.
Sorry.
It's ridiculous. You look at him now and you go, he was the
Built
same
like
build.
a brick shit out.
Were you a good athlete?
No, he just had a good pass. That's it.
Oh, I could run, kick.
You can't, like, if you make it first, you must be,
He could pass.
He
loves trying to get stuck into me, saucy, mate.
No, I give him credit. I was watching, obviously. I played in the seconds, and I remember I was like, we were up half.
We don't want to go down this GPS, you know.
We're getting very GPS, guys.
And they beat us somehow. Like, first time, like 100 years.
Seconds.
No, first.
Oh, first. Yeah.
Were you there? There was the year when the cattle,
like 10,000 people.
The cows ran rogue at half time. We didn't see it.
I do have some sort of memory of that. Yeah.
We hadn't won in like 50 or 60 years, as you can probably imagine.
It's like the cattle just disturbed everyone.
Yeah, it took you guys off or something. I don't know.
Fuck. Did you end up winning the whole thing?
That was the final.
Oh, that was like
both
undefeated. Both undefeated.
Yeah, so it was undefeated coming in.
Jeez.
Last game of the season.
Stupid.
They would have been devastated.
Yeah.
There's classic old, again, we're going too GPS here, but there's classic old stories when I was there when you'd go to grammar. This is just bitter old parents telling me this. It mightn't even been true. If Nudgy beat grammar at grammar, you have the after party. They reckon the grammar parents just fucking shut the doors and say, get the fuck off our property.
Oh, really?
That's what grammar used to do when they lost on home turf.
Wow.
What? Just
that could be a wives' tale, but that's what Mum told me.
At Northgate?
No.
They're not back at the school.
First used to play at the school. Yeah.
That would have been a good atmos there.
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, State High used to play at State High as well, which was an interesting ground at the actual school.
Yeah.
Way better than their fields now where it's like playing on fucking rock.
Is it? State High?
Well, yeah, they're out in fucking Whoop Whoop.
It's where is it? Tennyson?
No,
that's terrible.
Who gives a shit?
No, we need to get on from this. Let's talk about
you go.
Olympics.
Yeah,
let's talk about your Olympic.
So this is super exciting.
Yeah.
So like
2032.
Yeah. So 9 years from now, the greatest show on earth's coming to town, and I'll say this from the outset, gentlemen, particularly for you two, and you know, not just the podcast. But I don't know what else you do outside of this, but I know obviously
not a hell of a lot.
I'm flat strapped, mate.
Well, my point is, I'll say this: the greatest show on earth is coming to our hometown in 9 years. If you don't find your spot in that, you haven't got a fucking hair on your nut. Like,
Good.
honestly, fucking start thinking. I'm talking to everyone right now. Start thinking about how you can leverage the greatest show on earth coming to Brisbane in 9 years and make your life better from it, because everyone can do it. It's actually, I feel as excited about the Olympics for me as I did when I was 17, 18, just trying to get into media. Like, I've got newfound passion for it. In every sense. I do a podcast. I want to plug another podcast on a podcast. But it's called Toward the Games, Brisbane 2032. I do it with Chris Jones, the editor of the Courier Mail. And every 2 weeks we just drop a podcast. The second last one that dropped was us in LA and Las Vegas. We went over there 2.5 weeks ago. The Sphere had an open jet in Las Vegas, which is that nuts thing where U2's got a residency at the moment. I'm sure most people have seen it online now. We stood outside that and did the first part of our podcast, talking about the specifics of what it is, the lighting, how many seats there are, what it is. It's just an incredible thing. It's like you feel like you're walking up to a planet. Yeah. That's what it looks like. It stands out in Las Vegas, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But the important thing is it only cost $2 billion to build. But having said that, it's 7,500 seat auditorium essentially, which is exactly what we're going to be building at Roma Street Parklands the next 9 years. A 18,000 seat Madison Square Garden style arena called Brisbane Live, or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah.
Harvey Lister's brainchild.
Is that on top of the Roma?
Well, they're still working it out, but it'll probably be on top of Roma Street, across the rail tracks, etc., like that sort of area. But it's the same budget we've got as Sphere.
Wow.
So
build a fucking Sphere 2.0.
Yeah. So let's show some imagination around what we're doing with the Olympics. And we went across to Allegiant Stadium and watched a college football game the next day. University of Nevada, Las Vegas play there where the NRL is.
I was going to say that's where they play in
March 2 next year.
So the Rams play.
Raiders.
Basically the same.
Rams play there too.
Yeah, the Raiders play there. The
Rams are in LA.
I think it's something else.
Yeah, no, the Rams play at SoFi. So we did three. Went to Sphere, then we did Allegiant, 65,000 seat indoor air conditioned stadium. The Raiders play on real turf, so there's actually a real pitch outside of the stadium, because the Raiders play on grass, College play on synthetic turf.
Yeah.
Switch it out. So the outside thing comes in on rollers.
Oh, wow.
That's the new thing with stadiums now. Like Tottenham Hotspurs have got that.
Yeah. And it's the same budget as what we're going to spend on the Gabba. So let's start using our imagination and build something special around the Gabba for the Olympics instead of just a friggin' concrete box, which is
Where are they going to play the baseball?
At the Olympics?
That's a question on everyone's list.
If the baseball's in the Olympics, it's been brought back in for LA in 2028.
And then can they take it out for the next one?
Yeah, you can pick and choose.
2 or 3 come in.
For 2028, which is 5 years away, obviously, they've brought in 5 sports, new sports.
Flag football.
Lacrosse, flag football, baseball and softball, cricket.
Talk about 5 or 4 easy gold medals that the US are just trying to win there. I mean, flag football.
Cricket, they're not winning.
Cricket, they're not. But
lacrosse, they're current world champions. They beat Canada in that, so they'll win that. So we can do that for 2032. Well, cricket's obviously.
What would you bring in for it? What should we bring in Australia?
Oh no, good question. What do you reckon?
We're pretty much good at everything else.
Yeah, we want to get some easy wins, don't we?
Handball.
I mean, netball.
Yeah,
would probably win.
But we lost to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. What do we dominate that isn't an Olympic sport?
It'd have to be rugby league.
Beer pong.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you're taking the piss, but fucking breakdancing's in for Paris and then it's out again.
That's weird.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe that 2028, I think Brisbane might be the first Olympics to have e-sports.
Really?
There's a shit ton of billions and billions of dollar industry in America at the moment, esports. I can't believe LA didn't include that.
Yeah.
But I think that Brisbane will be the first one. So there'll be some form of esports at the Olympics. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think that's the future.
So you reckon, so we've got the same budget to build an indoor like basketball centre as what the Sphere is.
Sphere
is what it costs.
Sphere costs $2 billion. At the moment, the budget, and you got to take labour costs, lots of bullshit into account, everything like that here. But the Sphere costs $2 billion. We've got $2.5 billion that the federal government's going to spend on Brisbane Live at Roma Street Parklands, and the state government's spending $2.7 billion on the Gabba. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas costs, I think, about $2 billion. Then you've got this other fucking behemoth called SoFi Stadium where the Rams play in Los Angeles. We went there the day after that. and you feel like you're on another fucking planet. That cost $8 billion Australian to build. And we flew out the guy that built it, the tech guy, a guy called Scarpy Hedinson, and we had him on the podcast. This guy's a genius. They've built something there which is like you stand in it thinking you're on fucking Mars. It feels like aliens built it. It's not like any stadium, I get fucking chills just talking about it now. Like it is a phenomenal experience. If you get a chance today, Google SoFi Stadium, have a look at the donut screen they have.
I saw Kurt Capewell put a photo up.
Kurt was there during the week.
And he was with Jesse Arthurs, and they put up a photo of them on the field.
Yep.
And there was that, like, media...
It's a donut shaped that runs longer than the field.
Got all the scores and, like, the video.
It's hard to explain. Again, the easiest thing to do is just quickly Google it now and have a look. But it's like, so if you're sitting high in the stand, you're looking at the outside of the donut. If you're sitting down in grass, near the field,
you see the inside.
You look at the inside. So every seat in the house has this ridiculous
It's like a halo.
screen.
It's like a halo.
That's what they actually call it. They call it the halo. Yeah.
I can't believe that we have, for the Roma Street Parklands, $2.5 billion
that's wild.
to spend on something.
Yep. The feds, so they end up splitting it because there's going to be a fight over state and federal with all the funding.
Yeah.
So the feds are looking after that one. State government's doing the GABA.
What do you reckon they'll do to the GABA for that much? They'll make it bigger.
Well, this is the question.
Do you not want to make
anything on Suncorp?
The footprints.
Can we reno Suncorp, please?
Well, they keep talking about a roof for Suncorp.
That'd be good for concerts and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Suncorp's I think a spectacular square stadium, but I mean. You know, the key is like future-proofing these stadiums. That's what this Scarpy Hedinson did with SoFi. Like he built the cables under it. He said when the Rams won the NFL, the Super Bowl a couple of years ago at SoFi, he took a photo, you know, as everyone did on the winning moment, and he checked his Wi-Fi. There was 2 gigabytes per second of Wi-Fi for everyone at the stadium. So you can essentially, you know, it's like on every level. It's tech that they've future-proofed it. So the future is not, for instance, when we have a big game down here at Suncorp, the broadcast trucks roll in and it's a whole shit show like that. What it should be, if we build the GABA right, is the cameras rock up and plug into the wall.
Yeah, right.
And it all goes back. Every stadium in Brisbane is linked by a central hub in some fucking high-rise in the city or whatever. And all the tech goes through that. So there's no broadcast vans. It's just a hook in and go situation. So it's a bunch of shit like that. It's really interesting, and that's what we're trying to tell the pollies about that at the moment.
Yeah. What are they doing with Albion Park and Crosby there? Brothers.
Initially, the report initially was quite a big thing. They were going to move Brothers to where the Harness and Greyhound track is now. So the Harness and Greyhound track's going to go. It's going to end up fucking Ormo or something. It's gone. But Brothers is staying where it is at the moment. They're going to build a sport, Paralympic and Olympics venue, sort of a smaller basketball style kind of multi-purpose indoor facility where the Albion Park racetrack is right now. So Brothers will stay where it is. Allan Butter Field will stay where it is. There might be some upgrades around that.
I heard they were doing AB Field up at the
because a lot of the point is like it's all good and well to redo the GABA. There's going to be no cricket. We won't have a fucking cricket test until 2033. Once they start doing the GABA, which is in 2.5 years, I start building that. Where the fuck's cricket go? We won't get a test match here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then where the fuck the Lions going to play as a second part?
I heard the AFL CEO is considering trying to find some space to build an upgrade for the Lions while they don't have a stadium.
Well, see, it's all at the moment, what's going to happen is it won't be at Springfield. They won't go to the coast. Like that'll kill the franchise, taking Brisbane out of there for the next 7 or 8 years. The way the politics of it sits at the moment, RNA Showgrounds is back on the map.
Jesus
That's nice.
They'll redevelop, and the Lions will probably play there. The fact that cricket is now back in the Olympics gives political weight to redeveloping AB Field and RNA. That gives because the government's got to have a purpose for just fucking doing all this shit. So cricket being at the Olympics will probably help now build a home for cricket.
Fuck, I'm G'd up. I'm so G'd up by this. This is so good.
It's so good. It's so fucking.
So
if we get it right, it'll make Brisbane truly one of the great places in the world to live.
Fucking oath.
We're plugging the shit out of the Olympic City on this podcast.
That's what we call it.
It's the Olympic City. It's the Olympic City.
I fucking love.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what happens. People say to me, if I start talking about the podcast, and some people go, "Oh God, you started a bit early, aren't you? It's 9 years out." I literally walk away from them. I can't even have a fucking conversation with you if that's where your mindset is. Like, grow the fuck up.
Probably Darren Bird saying
Darren Bird, fucking sitting there going,
that's
what the fuck's he talking about?
That's Darren Bird mentality.
Just scoop up your shit, Darren, and fuck off.
Pick up your fucking tea.
Aren't you wanting to get you want to get on the Olympic committee? Is that what you're trying to do?
Well, I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Can we be
But
your junior
Can we
advisors?
What I'm
you
saying
want?
is I'm so fucking invested in it the same way when I was 18, 19, I went down the fucking hype market and just thought, you know what?
Yeah.
What can possibly go wrong if I just start talking shit on this microphone? It'll manifest into something good for me.
Oh, we love that.
Because I'm fucking passionate.
Yeah.
And it's exactly, I don't know whether I'm going to be, you know what? I want to be as
you wanna be the
influential as
torchbearer?
I want to be as influential as I can be on making this fucking Olympic Games sensational.
Yes.
So whatever role I can play, I don't want a fucking job. I actually don't. I just want to fucking be an influencer for the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Whatever
You
that,
heard him,
whatever that
shareholders.
means.
Where does this like passion for the Olympics come from for you? Have you always had it?
I think
when
what-
you were younger, you watched like.
Because you're not an athlete, are you?
No, I was a shit athlete, but you know what? I was sitting again. Was just back to Nudgy, but I remember sitting there. A guy called Peter Kropp, who was
Croppy.
who I was speaking to last
Croppy
week.
taught me.
Yeah, so he was
Croppy was the man.
He was the athletics guy, and I remember they made an announcement in Ryan Hall, one of the places at Nudgy during the lunch break. You could watch the World Athletics Championships. I remember sitting there. He put it on the big screen, a replay of the night before, whatever, and thinking, "Fuck, look at that!" I was like athletics. I loved packed stadium, and then my career has kind of just pushed me without even knowing it into on-field MC roles with Cricket Australia and the Wallabies. I've worked Olympics and Commonwealth Games as the guy on the field, or the guy on the voice of the stadium. That sort of shit's been the sort of side hustle I've had for the last 20 years with a Australian company called Great Big Events, who are the world leaders in everything you see and hear at stadiums. So like they'll do like Wallabies, everything you see at Suncorp is usually Great Big Events.
Yeah.
This amazing guy called Greg Bowman from Sydney that's just genius that is a world leader in fucking big screen technology and all that entertainment, sports entertainment. So I worked with him, and just through doing that and then radio, and then I've reignited lately my passion for traveling to major events. Went to Eugene, Oregon for the World Athletics Champs last year, went to Budapest this year for World Athletics Championships. All of that is kind of, it's sport, but it's also fucking the entertainment and showbiz of sport and how we absorb sport over the next 10 years. Is the stadium experience going to be the same in 2032 as it now? Will we have fucking devices or glasses where we're getting more information, or are we hearing things differently? Are we seeing it differently? Like, is there a second and third level of interaction with the audience? Are we buying tickets to the opening ceremony in augmented reality, sitting in our fucking lounges here next to augmented fucking Usain Bolt? Are we... this is where the technology's at. Like Apple just released those glasses. That Scarpy Hedinson from the LA Rams said within 10 years you'll be buying tickets where you can be on the fucking head. You can be in lane 4 running the 100 meters through the eyes of the fucking guy in lane 4 in the 100 meters at the Olympic Games.
What?
You can be standing in the middle of the fucking field watching the hammer throw go over your head, or fucking standing at the net watching the tennis. Like Does
that mean someone has to stand there and do that?
No, it's like they already do it in some stadiums where they just have multi-cameras and they already exist, but the motion, the live motion of it is the next step they've got to get right. Because at the moment it doesn't quite look right. Yeah. But those Apple released those glasses whenever that was in June. That's the text there. That's the first software application of that technology, which will lead to a billion different things that we can do as far as sports and entertainment.
That's exciting.
That's wild.
The Sphere, the technology is already there at the Sphere. They're not using it for some fucking laser audio thing where, for instance, if I've got like a laser pointer, I can shine a red light on your chest right now, whatever. They can do that with audio now, where if we're all sitting at the Sphere and there's some fucking TED talk on down there, whatever, I could be sitting right next to you, Berkey. I'm listening to Spanish. You're listening to fucking German. You're listening to English. And you haven't got headphones on. There's nothing. It's just like the laser fucking points out. This invisible laser can put different audio into my brain than it is to your brain.
Nah.
There's shit out there which is in the next 10 years going to blow your mind. So the question is that necessarily a good thing? Because are we losing the raw brilliance of sport?
Yeah.
Are we going to be sitting there with fucking headsets on and completely lost in that energy? The whole time I've been talking about this, I'm looking at that great photo, whatever that is. That's Millennium Stadium.
In Wales.
Like that great stadium experience where you can have too many layers on it and forget just the raw power of being at a live sport event. Well, so how do you get that mixture right is going to be a really interesting conversation over the next decade. It's fucking exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then that's just one of a million different roads you can go down with what the Olympics can bring.
When you
I'm
were
going
talking
6
about,
to midnight listening to this right now.
It's cool. It's
when
fucking
you were
cool.
talking about all the development and like the stadiums and the potential for Brisbane to sort of like become that next level of, you know, just brilliance.
Yep.
That's fucked. Like when you really think about it, what are we missing here in Brizzy? Like what do we got? The Gabba, we've got Suncorp.
Yeah.
Like to have those other stadiums and have that much capacity to hold sport and do different sporting events and stuff is just wild.
An in-use swimming pool as well.
Or do we?
got that
That's the thing,
Dewey
right?
2-1, isn't
I went to Vegas.
Karen, what is it?
There was a thing called the
Carindale.
Yeah.
Chandler.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Susie O'Neill a bit about this. She doesn't think we need a custom built swimming
Upgraded.
pool because what you don't want is these white elephants after the Olympics
Yes.
finish. Like I went to there's a thing called the ISL, the International Swim League, a few years ago in Vegas. They just dropped in a pool at the MGM Grand. So the point would be week one of the swimming at this fucking thing we're building at Roma Street. We drop in a pool and rip the thing out, or just put a basketball court over it.
okay.
Week 2, we play basketball there. It probably makes more sense. But there are people
that
saying we need a
works.
swimming pool, and it's swimming fans would say, "Come on, let's build a great new
It's
swimming
not
facility."
big enough.
But who
out
the fuck?
there
The biggest
at
swimming
Chandler.
crowd we have is fucking. I hate to say it, GPS Sport.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get on the GPS committee?
No, what I'm saying is school sport
Yes,
is the
yes.
biggest crowd you
It
get to
is, for
swimming.
sure.
Brizzy,
People
yeah.
are probably going to hate on me for saying
Yeah.
that. When the fuck do you?
But it would be.
grab the kids and go to a swimming pool. like honestly, so do we really need?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
But I mean, the key word is imagination. Like we've got to have imagination in what we do with the Olympics, and there's a danger that just gets lost in political fucking rhetoric, and we lose that element.
Yeah.
we can. You know, Australia can. Sydney showed in 2000 we can run a great
Well,
game.
even the Women's World Cup was like, they were saying that back on the back of that, the Australian Women's Soccer World Cup, they're saying we're going to get the men's one soon, hopefully. Because it was that
So
it was run
successful.
that, it was run that well.
Because of the Olympics, we'll now get a lot of events. Like it makes
Yeah.
sense for
We've got the infrastructure.
yeah,
Did they-
FIFA.
did
for
they just think
the
we're
World
like-
Athletics champs will be here probably 2029 or something like that? You know,
Yeah.
we'll get a lot of gigs.
Do they honestly think like we're incapable of doing it? Like, is there, you know,
It's not a
like, why has it taken so long for us to sort of get centre stage?
what you mean with the Olympics?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We had Sydney. I
we
guess.
had Sydney. I know
And
it's
Melbourne
20.
in the 50s,
Yeah, it's going to be 32 years
Yeah.
difference, but I don't know. The reality is that it's like well, no one else wanted it. That's the
Yeah.
other thing. The Olympics has completely changed now, where it's fucking hard to run an Olympics. It could
And
be-
you're right. Yeah, there's all these big stadiums if they're not.
yeah, so they call it the new norm. So they want it to be sort of like costs like almost. Not cost anything is ideally what you want. So how do you do that? You got to use existing infrastructure and
Yeah.
use what you got.
Because Brazil fucked up, eh?
And so did South
Yeah.
Africa. South Africa did big time too.
Not with the World
Pretty
Cup. I don't think they
No,
didn't
they
have
didn't have the Olympics.
No,
Brazil,
they did. Oh yeah, with the World Cup. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
the
World
Soccer
Cup.
World Cup.
So I mean, I don't know. It's you've just got. For me, it's the other point is what are you building that's going to be the legacy of it? So the Gabba's a fucking dinosaur. We're already losing Test match. We don't get any gigs now. We're the worst stadium in the country. Adelaide's a better experience. Perth has a better experience. So Brisbane needs a new fucking Gabba. And you sit there going, what about people go, oh, hang on, why don't we fucking build more hospitals? Well, fuck, I don't care about that, right? Not my fucking problem. Like sport can fucking build a community. We need great sporting venues. It brings the community together. Sport's fucking important.
Yeah, it
All
is.
right? Okay, so
Hee hee.
hospitals, different fucking category.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like fucking
We'll
Darren,
talk about
Darren Bird
hospitals
can
later.
fucking look after hospitals.
Anastasia built that fucking big COVID centre out in Thingo. That was, they can build a hospital on top of that.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what you said to me? What I remember you said when the Broncos are going well, the city's going well.
Yeah.
And it's so true. So when sport is going well, everyone's fucking happy. So many other industries benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Fucking
That's why it's the
everything's-
best.
Yeah.
It's-
Everything goes well off the back of sport.
Well, this like it's
And-
just you want to fucking you rock up to work fucking smiling.
And-
if you just
and,
want to break it down
well,
just to that, it
yeah.
makes people happier.
Yes.
Who else said it? Who's that guy? I can't even think of his name. He has like glasses. Andy Denton.
Andrew Denton?
Andrew Denton. Yeah.
Yep.
He said sport in when you think about it is the most meaningful but meaningless thing in the world. He said at the end of the day, like who gives what nothing changes if you win or lose.
Yep.
Like when you really think about it, but then at the end of the day, it's so important from what I just said on the back of that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, what stirs it's emotional.
Yeah.
Again, it's a collective. It's
he's
like,
a big South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Yeah, Andrew Denton. He was a great. He was a
He
great
said
TV guy on the
one-on-one.
ABC.
Yeah.
Genius. Yeah, smart guy.
Don't get me started on sport, mate. I'm obsessed.
But it's but it's what you're saying, and I started as a sports journalist. These days, I'd consider myself more as a sport as life is an important thing. I love going to sport. I don't necessarily fucking know the stats, and I'm not fucking balls deep in fucking how many fucking yards fucking Payne Haas made today.
Yeah,
but I just enjoy the what sport brings.
Yeah.
When it brings people together, the conversations it creates. As you said, the offshoot into a million different areas like pubs and like a million different things. It can change a city.
Yeah, someone who's like a taxi driver was like when sports are on, like the taxis are busy.
Yeah.
Ubers are busy.
Yeah.
Like food places are busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's going well.
Yeah.
And it's so true. Like you see it literally just from the Broncos.
Yeah.
And it's fucked. It's like it's so important to so many small things that people don't realize, and it shits me when people so many people bag fucking footy and it's like fuck up.
And I said that, I know it's really.
I thought there was going to be a tier there.
Grow the fuck up. And I'm kind of good in my position where I'm not fucking employed by anyone, so I can kind of say what I want. I said it to the Prime Minister at the NRL Grand Final. I say to the Premier, I said, you have to fucking let people in Brisbane understand. Let's say there's 2.5 million people in Brisbane, something like that. Or in Queensland, there's like fucking 6 million, whatever. Each and every one of them has to fucking buy into these Olympics. You got to feel like they're a part of it, and they can actually feel like they can do something or be part of that journey over the next 9 years.
You need to get on that board ASAP.
If you do that,
I'm getting fucking G'd up. You need to get on this board ASAP.
I wrote a thing for the Courier Mail saying the opening line was, "My name's David Luttrell. I'm a part owner of the 2032 Olympics." And because I fucking am. And you know what?
Yeah.
There's 6 million other fucking part ownerships for Queenslanders.
I'm a part owner too, actually.
You're a part owner, Berkey.
I'm a shareholder.
You're a fucking shareholder as well.
You're a shareholder.
Buy in. Find your fucking buy-in to the Olympic Games and start getting fucking excited.
Yeah.
If I could fuck the Brisbane 32 Olympic Games, I would. With no condom as well.
Well, I don't know where to take it.
God. Well, I've got to go to the fucking basketball, so we need to wrap this up. We're going to go see the mighty Brisbane Bullets.
Can we quickly do the belt bender beer?
Oh yeah, go for it.
So when we get a guest on, we do belt bender beer, right? So I'm going to give you 3 names.
It's like fuck, marry, kill. Basically.
You got me, belt bender beer. Now,
I did that, by the way, fuck, marry, kill I did yesterday with 3 brothers. My mate Al Stevenson, his 2 brothers, but I did it on them. So they had to fuck, marry, or kill either themselves or one of their 2 brothers.
Oh.
Like to play a game with someone, that game when they're in the game. So like Al Stevenson, he had to fuck someone, marry someone, kill someone. So he killed his brother Nick. He said he'd marry his other brother, Chris. And he'd fuck himself.
Did he explain why? Or nah?
No, he didn't. But it's a fucked up game to play when that person's in the game. Anyway, I digress.
Right, well, I'm just going to go with a Broncos theme for this one.
Yep.
All right. So I'm thinking Reynolds.
So it's fuck, marry, kill.
No, well, belt bender beer. So you
who would you rather belt?
Who would you belt? Who would you get on a beer with? So I'm going to give you 3 names. All right. So we got Reynolds, Walshy, and Paddy Carrigan.
I definitely have a bender with Adam Reynolds. I've done it.
Yeah.
I actually did it after the GM.
Grand final. Well, yeah, we've got a bit of intel
I did it the other night, actually.
Yeah, what was the story with that?
Well, yeah, can we talk about that? Here we go. Now, I had word, I had a conversation with Reno after the GF.
We did a potty with them, right?
We did.
On their Mad Monday when they were up here.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to...
On the Monday.
To air it, yeah.
On the Monday.
Game was Sunday.
Game was Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was drinking with them until 6 a.m.
So we heard.
So don't worry, we got...
And then went straight to the airport and came here.
I caught wind. Well, Reno told me, or maybe Oatsy told me, he said that you were chatting up a mascot. Or might have gone home with a mascot.
Who the fuck told you that?
Okay, we heard it from like 2 people.
Oatsy.
Did Kurt say it?
No, Oatsy or Reno.
There was multiple.
There was multiple sources because they said, I was like, who are you still kicking on with? And they were like, Luttsy was in the sheds with us. And then there was whispers that Luttsy was running a line at the mascot.
With the mascot. Well, was it a cheerleader? I don't know. Ball's in your court.
I'm not even fucking with you. I'm trying to know what the fuck they are talking about. We were sitting around a table till 6 a.m. at the hotel. It was Reynolds. Kevy was there for a lot of it. Oatsy, Katoni. There was like a girl and a guy there, I actually
I don't know where this is.
I don't remember cracking onto a fucking mascot, but I was
Were you
blind.
trying to fuck Buck?
Maybe like the person that dresses up as Buck, but I don't remember. I actually don't remember trying to fuck anyone. I actually don't, because I'd been drinking. Like I went to AFL into NRL. I flew to
Oh,
Melbourne.
did you go to
You did
both?
double.
So I did that 6 a.m. with the team, both teams, like a fucking psychologist.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, I'm not lying. Like I don't remember trying to fuck a mascot.
That's all good. We can.
That's all
so
I can
we're
say.
going to go with Carrigan, Walshy,
Well, I don't want to
Renner.
belt either. I think they're all great. I'll belt Carrigan because he's a filthy fucking terrorist boy. But I actually know you're a fuck. But yeah, I'll do that. And I'd have a beer with Walshy.
have a beer with Walshy.
He really impresses me, Reece Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one from the Lions. So we'll go
Zorko.
Dane Zorko. Okay. We'll go Dane Zorko, Lockie Neal, and
Rayner.
Cammy Rayner.
Oh, yeah. I was hoping you were going to say Charlie Cameron.
Well,
Oh, no, we got to get him in there.
I had a
Take
feeling
out
you were
Zorko.
already going to go on a bender.
No,
with
Charlie.
Charlie.
I've done benders with Charlie,
Yeah.
and he's a rip snorter. He loves his league, which I fucking love.
Yeah.
He'd be 100% be Bender, Charlie, Zork.
Belt?
Who was the other
Which
two?
is Belt,
Zork,
Zorko?
and who's the third?
And,
I
well,
gave you like
Cam
4.
Rayner. Or
Well, I don't know Cam Rayner that well, so I'd belt him. I know him, but I'm like, yeah, he's a lovely guy.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Lockie Neal. You've got Lockie Neal on Nova, don't you?
I like Lockie. I'd have a beer with Lockie because I know him pretty well, but I still haven't had enough beers with him yet. I actually want to.
Does he have a crack?
Fucking
on the
oath he does.
piss? Yeah.
No, he has a red hot go. He's a great guy, Lockie. And I'd just belt whoever the third person is. I don't
Yeah,
really know
well,
them that
fuck
well.
it.
Cam Rayner was up here. They had their Mad Monday on the Sunday, their silly Sunday here
They
upstairs.
were both here, weren't they? I remember
They
seeing
literally
photos
were
of both
here,
of them.
yeah, and they were up here, and Cam Rayner was at the bar. I don't really know. I don't watch a lot of AFL, but he was up. He's a lovely bloke. Cam
No,
Rayner.
he's
He
again,
come
I
on
don't
as
know
like
him real
young,
well,
and I
but
was like,
and apparently, again, I don't know enough about AFL, but they reckon he's a fucking gun.
yeah. Didn't he get injured this year? Or no?
No, he was good.
Who got injured? Their ACL, the young
Fuck,
kid.
I don't know.
Oh,
I was at the game, but I don't even fucking know.
No, it was Ashcroft.
Yeah.
Will Ashcroft, young fella. Not at the game, throughout the season.
Yeah.
I will say, I don't know if he listens, but Reece Matheson, who was part of the team, I don't think he's there next year. Might have been delisted or something. So best of luck to Reece Matheson.
Really?
He's drank here before. Absolute legend.
I've seen him. I think he's dating, who's
He's
he?
a lovely guy. Who's he dating?
What do they call him? What's his nickname?
It's not the beast or something. Like
yeah, or like the meteor, or like
they call him the fucking
Comet.
It's something real tough to
meteorite.
know.
Yeah,
It's
it's
cool.
like
It's better than
the-
sauce.
Yeah.
And someone else gave it to him, which is even better.
Fuck.
The barometer.
Shut
The
up.
The barometer.
The barometer.
I don't even know what the fuck it means,
Yeah,
but
I
it means he's a weapon.
Yeah.
But I wish that. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. But hopefully he picks up another gig.
Have
somewhere.
you beaten Susie and Smarter Than Suze? Like, is she actually smart, or what's the
I listened to
backdrop
it the other
there?
day.
She's pretty cluey.
Yeah. Or
Like
she
she's
just
like, everyone in her family on both sides, her husband's side and her side's a doctor, except her. In some weird way, Susie O'Neill's like the black sheep of the family.
Or
But
is she just
she's an Olympic hero.
I know, but she feels like she's let the team down because she hasn't got a fucking medical degree. She's like, Susie's an absolute enigma. I love her
Yeah.
so much, but I don't understand her. That's why I love her. Because I just like, I looked at her and go, are you taking the fucking, like, I still don't understand whether she's taking the piss. Because she's smart, but she'll say something to you and then just, oh, did you go to that thing? Oh, okay. Like, what the fuck, what do you mean? Like, I don't understand what she says to you.
have they
You know
ever
what I mean? Or
asked
is
you
she-
to do it? Are you smarter than Luttsy,
yeah,
or they
well,
just be giving away cash for free there?
when she's sick, I've done it and I've won once. But the last time I did it, I got 0 out of 5. I think I was hungover. I was fucking hopeless. You can be exposed on that, eh? It's
Yeah,
fucking
I was
hard.
going to say.
I listened to the one. I dropped Mrs. off in the city, and they was like the thespian one. It was like, what was that? She
Yeah.
won. She beat.
It was
it
like-
was a nudgy teacher. It was the nudgy teacher.
Yeah, what the nudgy PE teacher.
Yeah. And she was calling it like 8:20, and I'm like, isn't?
Yeah, why aren't you in
Like,
fucking
why
class?
are you at PC?
Yeah, good point actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about thespians. Like, I don't know. It's which makes.
I don't listen. Like I'd listen. I don't wake up at that.
Whenever
time.
we say
Yeah.
I don't do it very often. About 6 months ago, the boss from Sydney, I was like, just try and bring the smut down a little bit. I'm trying to get kids in the car and that. So I'm like, oh, righto. Because when I hear thespian, I just immediately go to some sort of lesbian joke.
Yeah.
So, but you got. So,
Well, it's like an actor.
it's
What's
just
another
fucking
name for
pathetic.
it?
But fart jokes, dick jokes, they're
Yeah.
funny. Like, all right. Fuck it. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm doing fucking Brisbane radio. Let me do fucking dick jokes. like fucking grow up.
We've got
These kids,
so
we need to
many
teach
kids.
these kids to grow up.
Yeah.
Exactly, like fucking hard.
Uncle
enough.
Luttsy.
Yeah, and if you're a parent and like oh mate, you fucking said dick at 8:15. I had little fucking Kevin in the background. Taking
Kevin's got his cock out now.
grade 3 at fucking Nudgy, and you're fucking like, well, if you're that fucking shit of a dad,
It'd be what's
you
his name?
can't
It'd be
fucking
what's his
sort
name?
that out with
It'd be what's
young-
his name?
fucking Darren Bird. Goes, oh, fucking put it on 4KQ, mate. He just said anus. He just did a Uranus joke. I'm so sorry, Kevy. Block your ears, little Kevy Bird. Okay.
Surely you don't get hate
We don't
mail.
use that language, do we?
Yeah, have you ever gotten hate mail?
Yes.
Do people?
People fucking hate them. Not all the time. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. What, like
Someone
inbox?
literally said to me.
Inboxed?
Someone's literally it's
this
always
is
women,
good.
middle-aged women, just fucking go me. Like I'll go to the races. I go out of my way just to invite some fucking 25-year-old girl just so I can watch these fucking middle-aged fucking shitheads at the races just look at me with disdain, going, "You fucking filthy."
You old
I
shit.
love it. I go out of my way to walk past someone, just like I had some chick at the Head Eagle Farm 3 weeks south of it. This chick was looking at me. It was like race 4. I thought, I'm just gonna fucking pash this chick just to fuck her off. I'm pashing the chick as I'm looking at this fucking 55-year-old fucking hag. I had eye contact with her as I'm pashing this chick. Going, go fuck yourself. Like, actually go fuck yourself.
You just necked on with her to spite the 50.
Yeah, race 4. It's like 2:20 in the afternoon. The fucking Caulfield Cup's still half an hour away. I'm pashing on.
And I fucking love
I
it.
fucking love it. And you know what? I know this is ridiculous, but that is the same as the fucking passion I got for the Olympics. Just fuck off. Let's do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fucking do what you want.
Yeah, fucking oath. Luttsy.
Do you take the 25-year-olds because they're easy on the eyes, or because the
yes.
40-year-olds
Yeah.
don't want to come with you?
Oh, 40-year-olds fucking hate me. Absolutely. And 25-year-olds like free tickets to shit. and they're also hotter. Like, but like, then this 55-year-old's friend will literally come up to me in front of the 25 one and go, "What are you doing with this young woman? Like, why don't you have someone your own age?"
Mind your own
I say
fucking
to him,
business.
I say, have a fucking look at you. Like, why the fuck would I bring you or one of your fucking frumpy friends? You know,
When I could bring
When
this
I can bring
25-year-old
this chick.
guy.
like fucking hell. Have you seen her OnlyFans?
Oh, holy.
Like, why the fuck? I'm a single guy. Why the fuck would I bring you to the races? Like, it makes no fucking sense.
If I wanted a grandma,
Delusional. If I wanted a fucking divorced grandmother,
I'd go Darren Bird's missus.
widow. Darren Bird's widow.
Fuck, I hope
not
he's...
only do you hate Darren Bird, but you fucked his missus.
That'd be the ultimate. And the tennis courts at Boondall.
tennis court.
I don't even have a tennis court. You gotta look it up.
Oh, man.
Oh, so is that why? So we can expect you to be with 25-year-olds and don't be alarmed.
Fucking yes. Like, again, why would I?
Why would you be with the
Why
40
the
to
fuck?
50 year old?
It's like if I've got. Why would I?
I need to go to the races.
If I got $1
with you
million,
then.
like what, and I'm fucking 60 years of age, why am I driving a fucking beaten up Datsun fucking 180B from fucking 1974 when I can afford a fucking I don't know, some hot looking fucking car? Like, it's delusional.
I couldn't agree
That's the
more.
greatest-
Where
that's
in
a
the
great
rule book do I have
analogy.
to fucking find a frumpy 55-year-old? Like,
I can't
actually
believe-
think about how ridiculous that fucking is. Like, why?
I can't believe they give you salty fucking attitude.
Some chick, it's not just like grow up.
but
Someone
also
literally said
mind-
grow
Wait,
up
Can
to
you
me.
read it?
Mind
Can
your
you
own
read
But
it?
it's literally
Yes.
grow up, but I'll fucking, yeah, I mean,
John-
why are you investing in my fucking life? Like, fuck off.
What are
Well,
they?
I can read it. It's literally grow up.
Why is who I date your concern? Are you
Yeah.
jealous?
Yeah, it's just like, it pisses them off. It's
And
hilarious.
that's why I do it.
That's why I do it. I don't know. No point in finding it. All she says
Are
is
you
grow
looking
up.
for love, or are you just happy with where you're at right now?
No, I'm not looking for fucking. Are you asking me?
Does it
I
sound
am not
like
looking for fucking love.
Does it sound like I'm looking for love?
Because I love enough shit already. This conversation today has been
Olympics.
a loving fucking.
Oh,
No,
man,
you
I've
know.
loved this. I've loved every bit of it. I have. And all I've learned from this is I'm going to the races with you.
You have worse days, Burke. Is what I'm saying.
We are pashing on before the Caulfield Cup.
Before the feature event.
Oh, man. This has been my favourite podcast we've done.
Oh, it's so good, man.
Hands down.
So good.
What is it? Is this 22 or 23?
Is it? No, is it maybe? Yeah.
I think it's 23.
Oh, number 23.
Yeah.
Do you have an association with the number 23 at all?
Just the
that
age
we
of-
could manifest
the age of the
into
women.
that?
My average age. No, I got nothing with 23. You know, it's Jordan,
love
it's
associations,
Jordan,
yeah.
it's Clark, it's
Jordan.
Warren.
He's the greatest.
Well, it's next episode. This is episode 22.
Ah, fuck.
So that might be the number that you take into the next races. If we manifest it. Play that song.
Yeah.
Mate, that was unreal.
We're going to wrap her
That was
up.
a lot of fun.
So you'll be getting stuck in tonight,
Well,
Or-
what time is it now?
Sunday,
Well, he's going to the basketball.
1:50.
I'll probably go downstairs and have a beer at the Caxton.
to get ready for your shift tomorrow.
Yeah, no, we can't. I enjoy having a few on a Sunday and coming in a little hot on Monday.
Yeah, beautiful.
If they don't like, they can fucking fire me. Who gives a shit?
Send me to Vegas. Send me to
Who
Vegas
gives
or
a
else. Send me
fucking
to West
shit?
Hollywood again.
Exactly.
Watch these people root.
By the way, before you finish, before the magnificent fuckwas had this establishment, a guy called Michael Drum did,
Drummy, yes.
and he was a good family friend. And my parents used to get pissed downstairs, and I used to sleep up here.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
How weird's that?
You've told me that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
right.
40 years ago. Yeah.
What? Like
I
there
used to
would be
sleep
a,
upstairs at the Caxton while my parents were drinking.
that is unreal.
How weird's that?
Was this part built or was it down that end?
Fuck, I was literally, I think, no, it was that end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't here.
Like how
it was
old were
upstairs
you?
here, though.
Well, it was a
like
it was
6,
a hotel.
7 years of age. Yeah.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you know what Drummy does now?
My uncle said he was overseas.
He's in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's got like a couple wives, I think, and he's a school teacher. He's an English teacher
really?
in Japan. I don't know if that's play on Japan or not, but
Fuck.
I heard like the coolest stories about him. He used to dress up as a clown and stuff.
Mate, he
and
was
do
something
balloon
else.
animals and
Yeah.
he was a dentist, like
Yeah,
a
he was
dentist and like done
He was
everything.
a
Like,
larger than life dude.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing guy.
and then he used to spray the bar, didn't he? He
Oh,
used to
fuck.
get
I was a kid. Like I was like,
yeah.
I have sort of just memories of being up here and sleeping,
Yeah.
but I don't really remember much of it. Yeah.
we weren't even born.
No,
Yeah, you were. Yeah, that was just
no
40 years
idea.
ago. Like I'm
Yeah, right.
47.
Fuck, that's cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, eh?
Yeah.
You gonna sleep up here tonight?
Maybe. I love it. I love it. Don't finish this up. I'm sorry if I'm ever a fuckwit here. Sometimes Sterling has to go, oh, hey, Jesse, you want a free fucking drink? Come and ask me. These cunts don't know who you are. And I'll go, oh, sorry, Sterling. Sorry, Sauce. Sorry, Saucy. Fucking what a dad.
I wish we could keep going.
So do I. That was unreal. Fuck, that was
That was
funny,
a lot of fun.
man.
This is a good fucking podcast,
Mate,
lads.
that
Well
was.
done.
I'd
Well
love to
done.
get you back on more often.
Yeah, you name it, boys. I'll be here.
If you're free, mate, Jesus Christ.
Let's do it.